Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new series of videos. I'm hoping that in this series of videos, I'm going to update you regularly on Pokemon Card news, so I guess we'll call it something like Pokemon Card News of the Week, or something magical like that. I'm just going to tell you what's been happening in Japan, what kind of updates are happening as they come out, and there is a ton of stuff to talk about this week, so let's get straight into it. So let's start off by looking at Japan-related news. The first thing and the big thing that happened in Japan, which was pretty crazy this week, was the release of the brand new Nagaba Eevee promo cards that came out in Japan. These are the 9 promos that came out, and they are all sold out. Yeah, you can't get them anywhere unless you go to some resale shop and buy them at a crazy price. First off, let me tell you who Nagaba is. Basically, this guy, he's a very famous artist in Japan. He's a contemporary artist, and he's done some pretty interesting work over the years, working for a few comic companies. And a couple years back, he did some work with the Pokemon company to make this Pikachu art. He also made this Charizard art too, which is pretty cool too. But this Pikachu art basically became its own promo card. And it came in some special set back out in a couple of years ago. It was pre-COVID. I remember that much. I can't remember the exact date. Maybe I'll put it somewhere here if I can find it. Well, basically, the Pokemon company thought, that's a cool card. Let's get more. Oh, Pokemon, why are you not learning? Basically, you know that resellers are going to come out and try and buy up all of your stock. And that's exactly what happened. Basically, if you were lucky, you could get a ticket to go into the Pokemon centers in Osaka, Tokyo, all around Japan and buy goods. And the way to get one promo packet is if you spend 1,000 yen, so that's about, I don't know, about $8 US, or maybe about £6 in the UK, you get one free packet with a random chance of one of the 9. And basically, those tickets were all gone straight away in the morning. The Pokemon Center online also had their own shopping thing, and they had like a waiting room from 9:30. I was actually waiting in that waiting room from 9:30, hoping to get some products. And basically, I was met with this message. It took about an hour and a half for me to join. And this timeline, this timer over here, did not go down that quickly. Actually, there was one point it went back up. But eventually I was able to get in. I spent about 5,000 yen. So I've got 5 promo cards coming on, I think, Friday next week. They actually gave like a longer update for when those are coming out. But basically, we're going to have some of those cards. And then later that day, the Pokemon Center said, we have sold out. They were all sold out. And it's crazy. I mean, you try and make these for people to want to collect them, but they are all completely gone. And what's interesting is this is not the only way that you can get those promo cards. They also had I think it was a collab with a company called Beams. And Beams, basically, they have some clothing with these really nice kind of like Pokemon card designs on them. I was actually very tempted to go out and buy this. But at $60, I think I'm going to pass. That is really expensive for just a t-shirt. I could not believe the price of it. So I just gave up completely. But of course, resellers bought everything out. It's all gone. You can't get these promo cards. It is ridiculous. And the original timeline on the Pokemon Center delivery for Pokemon, those promo cards and like the goods, was meant to be about 3 to 5 days on the original estimate. Now it's 3 weeks. How have they not learned anything? And then finally, on the Nagaba side, there is also actually this really nice kind of art that he's made. It's a silk press, I think, and I believe, I can't recall off the top of my head, but there are 50 copies available, each at $1,000 a pop. That is a lot of money for some artwork. And you know, because it's limited edition, it's probably going to go up in value somewhere. But they're selling them. I think there might still be a few available. I haven't checked in a couple of days, but that's insane. That's a lot of money. So, moving from Nagaba into restocks of Pokemon cards, I want to let those that are actually coming into Japan looking for cards to kind of know, restocks are coming everywhere. I am seeing convenience stores, electronic stores, toy stores, basically loads of places are getting stuff in right now. And it is crazy. I have seen so many convenience stores having Scarlet packets. Violet's still kind of hard to get, and resellers are still trying to pick them all up to sell them at crazy prices. It's so stupid, it really is. But you are able to pick some stuff up. So my recommendation for you guys is to go to places like Edion. That is one shop that sells some kind of toys. Typically they sell about 5 packets a person. It's one great place to look. Another place is a shop called Joshin. It's another toy store which sells up to about 10 packets per person. There is also a kind of second-hand and rental DVD shop that sells cards called Geo. And no, it is not Gay-O. It's probably we'd say it Geo, but they call it Geo. I don't know why. It kind of sounds funny. They sell packets sometimes too. But the one place I recommend to be a little bit careful of right now is Yodobashi Camera. They said that from June, basically, you cannot buy a box of Pokemon cards unless you have their black credit card. They're trying really hard to stop the resellers, and I don't think that's going to work, because basically they're just going to make that credit card. So it's kind of tough. But there are still loads of card stores around. If you're in Osaka, down in Nipponbashi, I recommend Dragon Star. I recommend Plays, or Praise, however you want to say it. Yellow Submarine basically has nothing these days, so that's kind of tough too. There's a Lashing Bar, which has loads of cool cards too. If you walk down basically that main street, you're going to find loads of card shops, like Card Labo and so on. The same thing in Akihabara. If you're walking around Akihabara, there are tons of trading card shops for you to check out. So I'm sure a lot of these places are going to have stuff in, like here, ooh, and this place, yeah, I don't even know what pictures I'm going to put up yet. But basically, there are places, so do go check them out. And to finish off the news on the Japanese side, I want to talk a little bit about Pokemon 151. Or as I like to call it, Pokemon can't get any damn reservations. I hate it. Basically, a lot of shops that I regularly go to before I go to work when I'm trying to get some cards because I've got no reservations, have all said they're basically doing everything as a lottery. Why? It is going to be so hard for us to get those reservations. Right now, I have one reservation of one card file set. It's a Pokeball card file set. So possibly that might be the only video that we get. But I am applying like crazy to lotteries. If any of you out there know anyone that's actually selling them in Japan at the actual price, hit me up. I want to buy those cards. I have no reservations. But I have applied, for example, on the Pokemon Center. We should get results for that, I believe, in 2 weeks or maybe even next week. So I might be able to have a new update video with some happy news, possibly. I don't know. But it's really, really tough. And we're just under 3 weeks out for those cards, and they're already starting to release some of the art rares. For example, there is this beautiful Pikachu card. This is so pretty. I am a big fan of this, and I just love it. There's so much to unpack. Just all the first gen Pokemon here. It's just so cool. And it just kind of gives you this weird, like, nostalgic feeling. It's beautiful. There's also a really nice Nidoking card, which is just fantastic. I think a lot of people love Nidoking, and they're super happy to actually see an art rare for Nidoking. And there is an Omastar card. Praise be to Helix. Yeah, I can't believe I still do that. My friends and I, when that whole thing happened way back, the Praise Helix thing, we still do that now. But that Omanite, Praise Helix, does actually look fantastic. So I am hoping that we can get that too. But in addition, the American release of a new set, which I'm going to talk about in a second, basically spilt, I think, one of the cards, one of the art rares for the set. This Charmander. Just look at this. Look how cute that is. Look at his little eyes. I kind of, I'm going to get the Pidgey. Oh my god, it's adorable. I have got to get that. If anything, that card is at the top of my list. So we're done with Japan for now. We're now going to go all the way across the world, outside of Asia, and we're going to talk about 2 sets. First off, we're going to talk about Paldea Evolved. That has finally been released. There are loads of good cards. Basically, that set is a release of the Japanese 3 sets, Clayburst, Snow Hazard, and I believe Triplet Beat. And there's a lot of cool cards in there, especially this Iono card. A lot of people are probably going to want to get that because in Japan, it is still expensive. It's a very pricey card. But if they're doing what they did with the Scarlet and Violet set, the price of this is probably going to go down drastically, which is good. It needs to crash so that people can actually collect them. I want people to collect these cards, not for scalpers to buy them up and just hold them. So there's the release of the Paldea Evolved. I want to get some, but I can't. Living in Japan, it's actually really damn tough. But there was also an announcement for a set coming out in August, which is a little bit strange timing because it's actually so soon after the Paldea Evolved. there is the Obsidian Flames set, which is now up for pre-order on the Pokemon website. You can buy it in America. I think it's like $59.99 for the ETB, and in the UK it's about $49.99 for the same like ETB, EBT, ETB, one of those. Elite Trainer Box, ETB. There you go. So I do remember it. But basically, the pre-orders are still available. You can actually pre-order cards. It is so interesting. You can actually pre-order cards. I've forgotten that feeling. It's been years since I've been able to do that. I hope that we can do that soon in Japan. I really do. But these sets, especially that Elite Trainer Box that has that promo Charmander in it, it looks so cool. So if you're looking to get that, definitely get it. The problem is that set and the set coming after it, which is probably going to be the English release of 151, are going to have Charizards. So of course, people are going to just take them all and get them all in. And to end today's video, I want to introduce a new segment that I'm going to try and make a regular part of this show. I'm going to call this Bob's Card of the Week. I hope that when I edit this, I just leave that silence to just kind of go on. So basically, I'm just going to show you one card that I think is fantastic and I really actually want to get hold of because I don't own it at the moment. And today, we're going to look at my favorite Pokemon. We're going to look at Misdreavus. In particular, we're going to look at this derpy Misdreavus. This is a Black Star Misdreavus card, and oh my god, it is so derpy. It's so derpy that I really badly want it. And this is one of those cards that I had when I was younger, but it was actually stolen, which is actually a story for a very different time. But oh my god, isn't this beautiful? I think they need to release more Misdreavus cards and more derpy cards. So it kind of actually is coming full circle to the new Nagaba stuff. Derp, 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 derp. It is derp everywhere. So guys, that is everything for this first episode of Pokemon Card News of the Week. I don't know how this went, and it's very experimental right now. I want to hear your comments below. What did you think was good? What can I improve? What can we do? Do you have any other ideas? Some segments and stuff? I want to make this more kind of like newscastery, so I might have like some news things, maybe make a brand new opening. But if I can do this regularly, I will try my best because there is always Pokemon card news. It is continuing to just keep coming out with new stuff and just new great stuff. So yeah, anyway, there's loads of cool things to talk about. But guys, thanks for tuning in. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next episode. Okay, goodbye. I really should have some documents here so I can do the news second thing, kind of dung on the table, but you can't see the table. So maybe I'll just look at cards, kind of like, yes, quite. Oh, wow, oh, my goodness, wow, look at that. Ooh.